So welcome everyone to CrossMind Workshops. Let's begin. Yeah, so singing is not going to be possible. So although I can sing pretty well. All right, so here's Discord, and if you guys, I hope there is nothing which I need to hide, and everything is, yeah. So here, this is the Discord server we have going on, and on the left here is the prompt modeling thing, and so as you can see, plenty of people are already participating, and this has been going on for about 4 or 5 weeks. So every week people are modeling stuff based on the prompt that is given. So this is my version, and this was like really rough job, and it was like half an hour thing, quick render, and that as well I did just because I was watching Gudetama. If you're not sure what Gudetama is, just search on Google. It's half egg and half, I don't know what it is. So yeah, it's pretty fun, and this is one of the thing which is going on. What's the workshop agenda today? So Anirban, is this the same Anirban? So the workshop agenda is that we are going to sketch a concept, and that is going to be around the prompt. So before modeling, before jumping on the model and start creating a thing in 3D, so it's usually a good practice to just think about an idea and sketch it out, and whatever is working, whatever is not working, that sketch is going to decide and help you a bit for whatever you have in your mind. So it's not absolutely necessary, but it does make you a better artist if you have more control over your process. So you should try it. And there's a whole bit of argument whether or not you need sketching if you want to become an artist, this and that. I don't want to get into all that. It doesn't matter how good or how bad your sketch is or how decent your sketching is. It's only for yourself, only for your planning. So let's jump to Photoshop. So I'm using Photoshop, and I'm just going to tilt my mic and put it aside. I really hope you can still hear me. So this week's prompt is war banner, and let me just write that down here. Right? So war banners are some, I'm pretty sure you're aware, if you play video games and you've seen the history, it's a war banner, the banner that is held by soldiers or armies when you go to war or when you conquer a landscape. It's simply a flag, but a slightly different design. So if you're making a war banner, let's say, one thing is you can have a specific theme, and you can pick a war banner from a certain fiction story or some actual history. That is one way of doing a warhammer. And the other way is, let's say, if you're just visualizing your own design, and so that is what we are going to do today. Not exactly visualize our own design, but visualize a frame, a cinematic frame that is much more than a static model. So let me begin here with a simple thumbnail. So let me know if you guys can hear me properly. Yeah, so just repositioning my mic. It doesn't matter how big table you get, it's always small, and things just don't fit in anytime. That's what she said. Anyway, so this is Photoshop, and we are going to just make a raw frame here. All right, and in this, let's say you're making a war banner that is something like this, as simple as that. You have a pole on which the banner is. This is the banner. It's a really simple thing. Audio just went down. So yeah, so I guess I'll have to put it here. Hold on, almost fell. Imagine explaining insurance company that I fell because I was adjusting a mic, and they'll be like, we don't cover that. Yeah, so this is banner, and it's a pretty simple thing if you see it from a model point of view, right? But think of it like every model is much more than it can say a lot if you put it right way, if you put a few thoughts around it. So one thing for sure, if you animate it, it becomes something else, and it becomes a scene of a whole cinematic. So let's say a pole, and now on this wall banner, whatever is the sign, let's say my sign, and now this, if I frame, now what is happening around it, that adds a lot of value. And so although this is a modeling prompt on Discord, but I encourage everyone that you go slightly beyond that. And if you, especially, I'm pretty sure most of the people at this moment, at least to those who have met on Discord, I've seen your work, and I've seen what you're doing, and most of you have a bit of attempt that you have made to create a scene around your objects. Some people have made a space scene around it. Some have made a I don't know. There are library. I've seen someone making a library and museum around the gun. So that's a good sign, actually. That's a good thing, and you should do that more often. So now in this frame, if I this banner could be standing on let's say a castle or fort, or it could be right in the middle of a war. Now whether the army behind this banner is defeated, or whether it's a sign of victory, so you can do all that with just one shot. You can portray a lot within this one scene. So let's say if the rainbow, if the what do you call that thing? Such a simple thing. Arrow. God damn it. Arrows. So let's say if arrows are raining down at the back, and there are few arrows here, and there's a slight tear in this flag, and there is a burn, smoke happening in the foreground and background, then that would be a sign of defeat, that whichever army is carrying this banner is defeated. Now if you make a bright sky in the background and a few more version of banners, then that becomes a scene where you have more dominance, right? So simple things. It's just that it helps you visualize your frame better, and I mean, you can do a lot around it with maybe if you just use a bit of sound around it, then you can create a whole lot of scene without even without actually having done any animation. So So let me hide that. And so let's say this scene, this could have a one way of presenting a banner is the angle of the banner is well upright, can mean victory, leaning heavily. Yeah, exactly. Pyramid scheme. He's made a good point. Bro, I have Ryzen. So yeah, I think Ryzen is fine. Ryzen is fine. Just keep just try and keep the chat clean. I think it should work with the for Blender. So do you have Substance Designer? No, I don't have it. So for this banner, let's say if we are framing, one thing you can do is the very first thing, just try and scribble down a small thumbnails, and this is like very first round of thumbnail in this. Let's say you're just composing the main element, how big or how small these banners should be. So more often than not, most of the time when I'm working on projects, and I don't really share my drawings with the clients, and they are not really interested in it, but this is for my own purpose. So one of the way could be a soldier holding a banner, let's say is holding a shield and standing here, and there is a sort of a cliff or big rock, and on top of that he's just holding a banner. All right, so this could be one of the way, and I'm pretty sure some of you, if you have knowledge about modeling this and that, if you are willing to invest that much time, or you can bring some model from somewhere, that is fine as well. So this could be one of the way, and the other way, what could be the other composition for a banner? I think one of the composition could be a banner in which is not standing, a banner on the ground. So let's say a banner flat lying on the ground, and there could be footsteps around it, and this is like a muddy area, so lying on the ground. So basically what I'm saying is anything you're making in 3D Blender, whether you're illustrating it or whether you're any software, it doesn't matter what you're making, in which software you're making, just a banner sinking in water. Yes, that could be sinking in water. So let's say, yeah, I think one of the if you watch Viking series, I'm not sure if it was Viking series or if it was some other series, but there was a shot, but it where one of the banner was sort of sinking in. So you had this thing, and you have it was an anchor thing. It was anchor or banner, I'm not sure. So this is going to be slightly difficult to draw of water. I'm not sure how to make a good representation of water underwater. Let's say underwater. And so banner of fallen man standing on Viking in the title intro, I think, just after the show Ragnar. Yes, and Rolo. So, banner of water, waterfall. I'm not sure. Hold on. The devil. I can draw better than that. This. Don't worry. I can really do good drawings. Okay. This is just think about it. There's not a something which you want to invest more time in. So after this point of time, we are going to shortlist one of it and then make a better drawing, and then shortlist another, then make another better drawing, and then maybe move on to modeling or something. So so the one of the way, and I think this was from one of the game, and it could be you can combine multiple props and make a banner. So yeah, I'm just thinking what could be other way of showing a banner, a story around a banner. And let me just save this video. I'm just going to save it on cloud. Hold on guys, will this be saved afterwards? So banner, just saving it. Hold on. Yeah, so any suggestions if you guys have, just think about it. Let's be quick. So I think someone made a full-fledged this short film around mythological characters recently. I saw that on Twitter, and banner hologram type of thing from Sci-fi Wars. That's actually interesting. So this is like yeah, so if you're thinking about a banner from a sci-fi movie, then you could do some really interesting things around it. Just find some futuristic shapes. So what could be a futuristic banner? Maybe this banner is not really made of a cloth, and it's a holographic banner which is like made of points. All right, just think about it. So this could be just a projection, which is not actually a banner, but these are just digital lines. I'm pretty sure some game might already have it. It's not really rare thought or anything, but let me just write digital so that it becomes digital. Anyway, so monument to fallen soldiers, a banner on mount littered with weapons. Yes, actually that's also a very interesting frame. So a monument to fallen soldiers. So this could be like I was mentioning, you can combine more props around it. So a banner which is something like this, and you can also play with the flow of the banner a lot, but that is for the animation. Let's not confuse it. So let's make another type of banner. There was one interesting banner which someone made. It was, I think, Japanese or something. Yeah, this I quite like this design, and but anyways, I think even if with these simple banners as well, you can make a much better frame if you put a few more thoughts about the composition, around the composition. So let's say if you have some really heavy banner from some mythological, some fictional story or era. Let's say the orcs or those giant creatures fighting. You have skulls, something similar to Warcraft. So you have some skulls, a lot of things hanging around it, and then within these props as well, you can build a lot. Now, on this banner, what do you want to say? Let's say, see, my drawing is getting much better. I'm drawing better than before, just because you're putting so much pressure on me. All right. Anyways, so now around this you can have, let's say, swords. So I'm just thinking compositions. Because if you think about one short film, let's say if it's just a 2-minute short film, it could be a combination of few well composed compositions which tell much more than you can fit a lot of story in frame, which is quite limited if you see it from a still image point of view. You can keep throwing more details, and say a lot of things about and also find a way to cheat and save efforts. Maybe a fallen soldier orc under the banner. Yes, you can also do that, fallen soldier. But one of the way, I hope this is not really difficult to draw. Let's say this could get might, but anyways, this is going to be just a drawing. So one of the soldier who's like fallen, or someone who was defending the banner, or the holding the position. So this could be a ground. On this ground you have a soldier who is like, I'm just trying to figure out a way. He's holding this thing. And he's like half dead, and maybe breathing slowly or something, or maybe I don't know, maybe there's still hope that he might survive. He's just holding a banner, holding its position, honor, I don't know. So it could be a soldier. Yeah, does it look like human? Come on. So yeah, so this could be, and around this soldier there could be dead bodies, maybe a few fallen soldiers. I don't know, I'm just drawing roughly pile of bodies. This looks like ass. Okay, anyways, a duty. And so yeah, I mean, there's so much you can do around war banner, and I know the most of the time the hesitation is that I'll have to put so much effort in it. I'll have to maybe model so many things around it, but actually you don't have to. But just see what your purpose is. If your purpose is that you want to be a modeler, then yes, you will have to model all those things by yourself. But if your purpose is that you're maybe thinking of a story or composition around it, then you don't have to model everything. You can bring your models from somewhere else, from free resources, paid resources, and make a composition. Okay, so just don't try to do everything by yourself. At one time, try to solve one or two problems. Okay, so let's say if you're putting some thoughts into the story, and writing a story could be a really difficult thing, so you can't be a story writer in 1 year or 10 days or 15 days, whatever. So don't do that. Work smartly and be resourceful. Take inspiration from things. Now, what could be the other composition? Anyone have more ideas? And okay, so let me just put some context around it, what I'm doing here. For those who are new here, this is one of the exercise. We recently launched Discord server, and on that Discord server, every week we are doing a prompt modeling. I should probably rename it. So whatever is the prompt, around that you model something and make a composition. So today we are discussing a few ways you can compose your scenes and how to take your the overall visual to slightly better level, and what you can do and what not to do. How to present your model and how you can add more value around it. Smoke and fire can fill the scene. Yeah, so exactly. So smoke and fire. Yeah, so this is your main element, banner, and this is your secondary element. This is the way to compose it. And then passive elements could be smoke and fire. So like we were discussing here, rainbows, arrows raining down. Why do I keep saying rainbows? Maybe I was watching Rainbow Siege trailer or something. I don't know. Where are those arrows we drew? Come on. No. Anyways. Okay, let me ask you, any of you in the chat, just write down, maybe here in the chat itself or in the Discord, what exactly is that you're doing in this field. Are you a modeler? Are you seeing yourself as animation film designer? Are you seeing yourself as a pre-production designer? Or you want to make your own short films? Just don't say I want to make a full film like Pixar. That is like too much of an umbrella term. Okay, just don't say that. Even Pixar can't make a Pixar movie these days. Forget it. So anyways, so just write down in the chat what exactly is your aim. All right, so no more composition suggestions. Let me just scroll the chat and see. Maybe banner in a reflection of children's eye that's crying. That's pretty interesting one by Max Sonic UA. That's actually Yeah, man, that could be like really good frame. Imagine a full close up of an eye, and actually that's a good transition. Now imagine you show a banner, but then you slowly start zooming out, and then you you see the eye of the character. That's a fantastic transition. And then someone said crab, kind of crab, not look like human crab. What is crab? I don't know. Watching this from Bangladesh. Hey, otaku. And then someone suggested can maybe a fallen soldier. That we already have done. Japanese war banner or ghost of Tsushima vibes. Yes, exactly. Hold on, let me just Google it again. Although I played that game, I mean I've seen that game, haven't played it. Come on, not Bing search. So the thing about the Japanese banner or anything about the Japanese soldiers is that they have these specific elements, just the red petals around white flag, or just the markings on top of the props. So hold on, let me put it here. Let me check my tabs if there is something which is not safe for work is opened here. So what do I have here? Peppa Pig. Yeah, that's fine. It's definitely Peppa Pig. So yeah, these are pretty good ones. And yeah, let me just go back to the sketch. Short product commercial, ZBrush. You play games. I play too much games. That's a problem. That's why I'm in animation film design. The amount of gaming I've done is more than the life I've lived, probably. uh, F7. So yeah, so let's say one of these ideas you like. Let's take it forward and not get dwelled on this. So let's say this one. Let's take this one. So this banner. All right. Let's take this and maybe upscale this. And now you start thinking more around this. Playing games is actually good for anyone in this field. There is so much inspiration in games that, I mean, if you don't play games, you're losing on too much of inspiration. I mean, movies. I mean, you have animation in movies, but the animation in gaming industry is a whole new level. So I'm not saying you get addicted to it or just start doing 8-hour streams or something. Just start playing video games. Just, I mean, at least for inspiration purpose, or at least look into the art that goes into gaming. God damn, that the I mean, my favorite is Blizzard all the time. Blizzard is the best. Anyways, so now you have a sort of a composition idea. Now what you do is think about a few details of the prop, how you can make your prop exciting. So we are doing a war banner, and now everything on this could be saying a lot. Does let's say if this is a pole And if it's a straight pole, if you model this thing like this, then it doesn't say much. Now, if it's from early eras, like a primal thing, from the Stone Age or something, then it would have a bit of a different wood, maybe slightly unfinished wood, and the way the cloth and everything is wrapping around it. Let me just like unfinished wood, a log of wood. So now this wood is going to I mean, based on the theme, I think this is a much better suggestion and a simple thing. Let me just disable the auto select. So now what kind of wood and the pole this banner is hanging on, and then on top of that, let's say you have those dark spells. Let's say if there is a, let's say if this army is maybe of witches or something, I don't know, let's say if it's from orcs or something, and they have these dark wizards. I don't know, I'm mixing multiple fictions here, but I'm just discussing a point, so don't pull my leg on this. All right, so you could have those things, you have these teeth. I think I'm straight picking up an example from Warcraft. So I think some things, if you play Warcraft, I'm pretty sure a banner would come out of that looks like this. But that's okay, because we are discussing an example. It's not that I'm making a genuine design today. That I'm not capable of doing that in such short amount of time. If I'll have to design a banner, I would require quite some time. But let's try. There is no harm in trying. So the kind of wood log you taking, this banner is hanging on, and then you have these dark spells. You have these simple elements which are like the skulls and everything. Just sort of hanging here, something similar to what we did in content creation series. And then you have the kind of fabric you're using. Let's say if on top of this, if I put a fabric which is like really polished, something from Egyptian era or something, that is going to look really stupid. So don't do that. So just, this has to be something like khaki or what do you call that? Burlap? I don't know. What's the word for that cloth where you have like really spaced out threads? That thing. Rope around the helical around wood. Yes. And can you teach me how to do proper low poly out of high poly? Yes, just check the playlist. There are a few tutorials. Bone maybe. Oh, I forgot I have touch screen. Yeah. Why am I using keyboard? Hold on, guys. I'm missing out on chat. Cornea me too. So right now I'm playing Atomic Heart and the other game, the Harry Potter guy, the Hogwarts Legacy. So what kind of cloth you're using on top of your banner, that says a lot as well. So this way, at least you are certain about the kind of texture you're using, the kind of modeling you need to do around this. So slowly your idea is going to be like not just one pole and piece of cloth hanging on top of that. Slowly your idea is going to be a bit more accurate. At least it's going to look like you have made some attempt on it and you have done some research around it to make it look authentic and relevant to some sort of a story, and you're not randomly dragging your polygons around. All right, so that's the whole point. And opacity, Photoshop is teaching me right now. How do I do this? Yeah, come on, 9%. All right, so what will be the icon on banner? So right now, let's say I don't have anything in mind, but the icon for CrossMind looks pretty sick. To maybe we need to modify this slightly. I don't know. I mean, that doesn't matter at this moment. The symbol needs to be actually uh, a bit more thoughtful, something sort of a logo or face or swords. Just put some thoughts about for out Lord. For now, I'm just going to draw CrossMind. Bit of crude lines so that it looks like someone who's like with not really artistic and drawn with maybe fingers or something, hand paint. You don't need a graphic tablet. Shouting what will be the icon in the banner for dang it, flattery. So now let's think about the pole that you have here, the kind of materials you're using. You can have now everything in war have a purpose. So even if it's a banner, doesn't matter what kind of prop the character is wearing. There's always a secondary use of it. So let's say if you have a gun, so let's say if somebody actually jumps on you and fighting you in melee range, then you have this knife on top of the gun. And if you have a shield, then on top of shield you have these spikes, right? So similarly in banners you have I've seen it in the video games. You have these metallic things wrapping around it. There is a pretty strong club which is the main pole. Now at this moment, think of it from animation point of view as well. When you have all these elements animated, but just the banner's presence is going to add so much value in the visual. The kind of knots maybe, and maybe on this banner there are a few backup weapons or something, a few small weapons. On top of this, a crow on the banner. That's actually pretty good. So at this moment, we are not actually going to limit ourselves from point of view what I can model or what we can model, what not. But let's just chase it to the best variation of banner we can think of at this moment. So the secondary, so we have the primary object, and the secondary thing could be crow, like you were suggesting. Someone, I think it was the devil. Yeah. So you have crow. How do I draw a crow? I always wish a crow and not really observe it. Maybe next time. No, don't draw with mouse. Take a pencil and paper and don't use eraser. Yeah. Whenever you, for those who are just starting out, just drawing for the first time, do one thing. Take a pencil and paper, and you have those blue color pencils and red color pencils. So take those pencils. Let me just see if I can yeah, how do I recolor? Yeah, here on the second monitor. So with the blue color pencils, usually when you're drawing for animation or anything, you can do all sort of rough work. So when you're drawing on actual paper, this helps you rough out any of the whatever rough work you're planning to do. You can keep on scribbling on top of this and just don't use eraser. So once you're certain about the lines, then on top of that you draw the final one. So use the blue color pencil and the red color pencil that you get from art stores. And if you don't have a drawing tablet, you can either buy the cheaper one without the display. But my suggestion would be that you draw on paper, because the hand and eye coordination with those tablets are really difficult to work with. I find it really difficult if you're not good with drawings and if you're just starting out, so you're going to get frustrated. So for you to get comfortable with the drawing first, start this on paper. And I have few scribbles on paper. I'm not sure how to show you at this moment. Those are not really digital drawings. So, but those are like really close to what I've drawn here, like as good as this. This is the amount of effort I put before making anything for YouTube or for clients. All right. The most comfortable thing is pencil and paper, and it doesn't matter how great or advanced your tablet is. It can never. I'm just thinking. Yeah. So pencil and paper first. I'm just thinking. So the next thing, we have primary object here. And the next thing, secondary, could be the smoke and fire somebody was suggesting. So in the background you have smoke and fire. And let me just reposition this. So that's your secondary element of the visual, smoke and fire. And if you're making a still image, you can just import one VDB in 3D software. These days you can just simply download VDB, fire, smoke, this and that. So we're talking about visual, not technical way of how you can achieve it. Fairy ashes. Yeah, those ember thing, fairy ashes. What is fairy ashes? Yeah, I know. I know. Hold on. Let me just Google it. Yeah, those particles now, that the embered particles. So something similar to, you have these particles flying around, and then you have yeah, maybe once you have this banner, you can make a duplicate of this and put it in the background, one of the version which is slightly away behind the mist. Right, so slowly you're going to get this composition, which is not just about a 3D model. I could have just filled the whole canvas, but this feels fancy, like a real digital artist. Right, just fill out negative and positive space. So I'm just thinking if we can maybe it's still so not. I'm just trying to reduce the opacity, but even the 9% is too much. So what is happening, Adobe? 2%. Yes. Just the basic values. Maybe few shadows of the banner. So just I'm painting this for fun. Not quite sure why are we doing this. Actually, I should stop. Maybe I'm embarrassing myself. But now just think about it. The version of banner that you're making. Is there any story you want to say around that banner? Is there certain detail that you need to put in that banner which can say a lot about the era or the fiction, the story you're following? Just let me just go to the Discord. Where is it? Discord. Hold on, my computer is a bit messed up. There you go. Yeah, so this version, let's say it's a pretty good prop, but at this moment it's just a model. So if you can put a few thoughts in the composition, then this is going to be like really could be a straight out shot from the Ghost of Tsushima and one of those games like the Yasuo. What is it's not Yasuo. Diet wise, it's the Souls game. What's the name of the Souls game? Am I getting old? Why do I keep forgetting things? Maybe I'm speaking too much. And Souls game. From software game. Sekiro. So it's Sekiro. Yeah. All right. So Sekiro game I was talking about. Anyways, so now that we have this, now let's break it down in terms of model. What do we need to model? We need one of these, this pole. This is one of the element. We have poles, we have fabric, and then we have these blades, spikes, and the secondary elements, smoke and all, I'm not really going to count. Those are going to be just VDB. And then from effort point of view, yeah, we have this skull. And then we are going to duplicate this entire thing here as well. So that's what we are going to make in Blender. So yeah, and if you see from effort point of view, we haven't really complicated much of task here, and most of this can be achieved with repetition of things like these spikes. Everything is like repeating on the surface, so nothing is like these are just numbers 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, and yeah, maybe we can make it like this banner. This looks much better. All right, and once the banner is flowing, maybe it's going to look much better like this. So we are not going to go subtle with the animation. So this is going to look pretty good. So I hope I can make it in 3D. I'm pretty confident I can do this, but how faster I can do this on a live stream, it's probably going to be a 4 or 5 hours live stream next time when we are going to be modeling this in Blender. So any of you who are not aware, just jump to the Discord server. Whether or not you want to participate, that's up to you. But every week we are going to be holding a few different exercises. Those are weekly things, and you can participate or help others or just watch. So your presence matters. And hold on, this is the Discord server. Where is my live stream? Yeah, Jarvis loves you. Thank you. Yeah, so this prop, again, it's a pretty good one. So you already put thought on the model. You have so much detail going on here on the pole. You certainly have gone beyond the basics. You have made a bit of attempt on this secondary element, a shield. So maybe a slightly more effort in the proportions of the things, and in the camera. I know you're not presenting it from a cinematic point of view, but for those who actually want to, you can pursue this further and not present it like a 3D model. So, and I've seen somebody suggested, and I've seen it on the internet, those competitions going on. What's the name of the Punisher? What is it? Hold on. Let me Google it again. Punisher, it is. Yes. So you have these yeah. So you have these exercises, I mean these challenges, and in this challenge, what I like is hold on. So what I like is that you're creating much more than a 3D model. I hope I don't get a copyright strike or anything on this. Clint is a cool guy. It seems I don't think this is the right video. Yeah, so what he's trying to do here is actually pretty good, and I would encourage anyone who is in 3D or maybe participating in this contest or anything, just think about the composition and just draw a quick sketch and go beyond the basics of the 3D model. And this could be a good thing for your portfolio. So we were discussing one of this model, and before that we had another this prompt. This was about coin. Now let's say about coin, instead of putting just a coin on a ground, what if you make a simple wait, is my stream did I close my stream? Where is my stream? Yeah, it's right here. So yeah, so imagine if you have a coin, a flipping coin on ground, and you put some context around it, and then in the background you have more coins. Simple composition, but it would be a much more exciting thing to look at rather than just one coin which is sitting on a transparent PNG, right? Or what was the other prompt? A Walkman. So a Walkman could be just a Walkman model, or let's say once you have finished your Walkman model, then you think about a bit of settings around it. Maybe a Walkman which is abandoned, somebody forgot in one of the forest, or when the person was hiking or something. Then you can download those models from free sites and maybe put few leaves around it, few plants around it, and compose a scene, a simple frame. It doesn't have to be complicated thing. So this is your effort. You model this thing and then you find secondary things. If you can put time in this, that's fine. If you can't, you can download it from somewhere, and then your other your level up is the composition. This is the secondary effort, the composition. So this is going to up your game, whether it's your portfolio, whether it's pushing your limits and opening yourself to the other side of the creativity. I wish I could participate. I really feel like it's a really exciting thing, and maybe one of the stream I can do. I was actually thinking one of the stream I can do about for those who are participating in Punisher challenge, and but it feels like I'm slightly falling behind the times, and I'm not quite sure. I think their competition is about to end or something. You are live. It's going. So, but let's hope next time. So Sandra, it's not a challenge. It's a weekly prompt that everyone is participating in. So we are, this is my version. I was trying to just explain a few things for those who want to push their visuals slightly further and work more on the presentation. So yeah, so in the next video, in the next live stream, maybe I'll try tomorrow and see if we can model this thing and what we can do about it in the 3D and how far we can push the visual. All right, so this is what we are going to do, and this whole thing, it would seem simple. Hold on. Yeah, so this whole thing, it seems simple. That's something you can ignore. There's something you can overcome in 3D, but it's going to waste a lot of time, and it's going to the amount of variation and explorations you can do in Sketch, you can't do those in 3D. So put a few thoughts in whatever medium you're comfortable with. If you're holding an iPad, if you have a sketchbook, if you're traveling, you have something sort of your diary or something, whatever comes to your mind, just sketch it out. It doesn't matter when you're going to finish it, or whether or not you're participating, or even if it's for your personal project, just try and sketch it out. All right, and it's going to help you out defining many things. And because when you're drawing every line by yourself, when you're thinking with these lines, and your mind start asking question, what do I draw? If you draw a basic flag, then your mind will start asking, what is going to be the detail of the flag? What is going to be the detail of the pole? Then when you have these questions piling up in your head and you start detailing, then you naturally start detailing things in a way, and that leads to research. And then you get more interested in the pre-production part, the design part, and that's actually pretty crucial thing for any of you who are pursuing their career beyond the 3D modeling. And yeah, so let me know. Not the best drawing here. I'm not even planning, not even trying to draw the best artwork here, but I hope I conveyed my point. So thank you everyone for tuning in. And if you have any questions, let's give 5 minutes to questions. And I hope these are not about the graphic card that I need to use for Blender. So I'm just going to give you 5 minutes. And if you have any questions, so the first question is so this is about, I repeated, I should have put it in the pinned comment. This is about the weekly activity that we do on Discord. And the other thing, so on the left I also have gesture sketching. So in this there haven't been much activity, but I think this live stream belongs to this could be just the sketching, right? I'm probably going to edit this out. So we have these activities. Whoa, who is this? Did you make this? I hope you made this. This is kick-ass. Who made this? Come on, hurry up. So yeah, this looks pretty good. And there is so much effort going on in this. No. This is inspiration probably. But now think about this from a point of view of efforts. Now, what is difficult in this, if I may ask? Okay, so the most difficult part is creating this soldier, right? Now, if you're making a still image, you can get a model of the soldier from somewhere. That's fine. But after that point of view, after that point, what you are actually practicing is the composition and the storytelling, and maybe all these efforts about the colors and lighting and everything, the secondary effects. Those are the things you're learning. So every time you're learning, you don't need to start from ground zero and do the model, because by the time you are finished doing the model, then probably you're exhausted and you may be going to skip out the other things you could have learned. So once you're comfortable with modeling, then maybe you're just composing or something, then you don't need to model everything from zero. Okay, but I'm not saying you shouldn't model. You should model. All right, it's an AI work. I posted it. Okay, come on AI, don't do this. So it's probably AI inspired by some great artist. I'm sure computer can't do this on its own, but it's a great thing. Yeah, it's good composition. there are a bit hazy areas, but that's fine. So think about it, guys. Next time you're posting something and you're doing something on any of the basic models for prompts for illustration, just try and sketch it out. And now in the next video, we are going to make this in Blender 3D. All right. So it seems like, yeah, work. So no questions so far. So thank you for tuning in. And next time, probably I'm going to participate in Punisher, or if I'm not participating, at least I'm going to do a stream around it for any of the students who are planning to participate and how to approach that that challenge. All right. So maybe a few things I can guide you, but we'll see in the next challenge. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and I'm so glad that this live stream, no one ghosted me, and there are 65 people. So that's a good thing. So jump to Discord, do your thing, participate in these things. Check out the link is in the banner, and I'm also going to, yeah, in the chat as well. So check out the chat and spread the words. Thank you everyone, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next live stream, hopefully tomorrow. And this live stream will stay on YouTube, so don't freak out. It's not like for Patreon or anything. This will stay on YouTube. So it's probably going to take a few minutes to process it, but it will be there. So bye bye, take care everyone, bye.